I think the ACOTAR 6 announcement might be hiding clues about whose book we are getting next. Let's look at all the receipts. In Sarah's Instagram post announcing the new ACOTAR books, she added a pink and a blue heart in the description, which is very Elain and Azriel coded. Unintentional? I don't think so. Let's look at the placeholder covers for books 6 and 7. Interesting choice of colors, don't you think? For book 6, which will be a 352-page book, part 1 out of 4, it looks rather dark, smoky, shadow-like, reminds me of a certain shadow singer. Azriel? Could this be a transition or a setup book for the main story involving a certain spy master? For book 7, we see a gradient where pink is the dominant color. Again, very Elain coded, and following Sarah's pattern of dedicating the previous books to the Archeron sisters, it would make sense if we get a book focused on Elain's story. She even mentioned in her recent interview that Elain has struggles of her own and she was just thrown into immortality and into her mating bond, so she has a story to tell. However, if you look closely, the cover also has a blue gradient at the bottom. And whose siphons are blue? So could that be that the story begins in part 1 with Azriel and transitions into Elain for parts 2 and 3? But that's not all. There's also an orange gradient at the top. And this is where things get interesting. Because there is one book missing from this announcement, which is book 8, part 4. It hasn't been written yet, but we know that it's coming and it will be the resolution of this story. So could that transition into orange be hinting at what's coming in book 8? And who do you think of when you think of orange? Both Gwyn and Lucien are conveniently redheads tied to the Autumn Court. Coincidence? Again, I don't think so. Because in A Court of Silver Flames bonus chapter from Azriel's point of view, we got all the ingredients. Azriel, Elain, Lucien, who is Elain's mate, and Gwyn, who has also been hinted to be a potential love interest for Azriel. So I definitely think we could be looking into a love triangle or a more complex romance arc for the next ACOTAR books. The real question is whose? Will it be Azriel with Elain and Gwyn? Will it be Elain's with Lucien and Azriel? Or will it start with Elain and Azriel and then transition into their own love stories with Lucien and Gwyn?